woman returns with another man to honor her late husband, only to witness a scene that fills her with shame. Her husband has been gone for 10 years, yet his dog waited faithfully at the station for 10 years.
Oh, you poor thing, you're still waiting.
Hachi has lost the shine he once had. For a dog, 10 years is practically a lifetime. A loyalty even humans can't promise. This stray dog kept it till the very end. The hot dog vendor nearby turns away to wipe his tears. Maybe he's the only one who knows what Hachi has been through these past 10 years. Stroking his dry, brittle fur, the woman can truly feel the loneliness of all those years of waiting alone.
If it's all right, could I wait with you for the next train? Yeah.
This film is based on a true story. At a busy train station, a clean little puppy gets lost in the crowd. Perhaps it was fate. He bumps into Parker, a music professor heading home.
Hey, buddy. You lost?
Parker gently picks him up and looks around for the puppy's owner. But even after the last train leaves, no owner ever shows up. So Parker goes to the station manager, hoping he'll keep the puppy for a while, until the owner comes looking, but the manager says he can only keep him for one night. If no one claims him by morning, the puppy has to go to the pound. Faced with the manager's indifference and worried about the puppy's fate, Parker decides to take him home. Since his wife isn't fond of animals, Parker has to quietly stash the dog in the study. He tells him to stay put, but just as he's closing the door, his wife comes out to greet him. She walks up to Parker and says mysteriously that she has a surprise for him. Parker smiles wryly and says he might have a little surprise for her too. Heading upstairs, Parker glances at the study, praying the little guy can stay quiet through the night. But just minutes later, the puppy hops off the couch and playfully steps on the piano keys. His wife hears the noise, and Parker nervously claims it's probably just a branch hitting the window. Then the puppy pushes open the study door and follows the scent upstairs. Seeing the couple getting cozy in bed, the curious puppy gives the wife's foot a lick.
Okay, it's all right.
Like a kid caught red-handed, Parker explains where the dog came from and promises to find his owner first thing in the morning. His wife is annoyed but reluctantly agrees. Parker carries the puppy to the shed, lays out a cozy blanket, sets down a toy, and pours some water. Once everything's settled, Parker turns off the light, but a wave of loneliness hits, and in the end, he leaves the light on. Watching the man walk away, the puppy's eyes are full of hurt and longing. The next morning, Parker's daughter holds the unexpected new arrival and asks her mom to take a photo of them. She adores this puppy and really wants to keep him, but the wife firmly objects. It's not that she doesn't like dogs. She had a dog once too, and watched it grow old and sick. That painful goodbye nearly drained everything out of her. She's afraid of going through it again, afraid of getting attached, only to have to say goodbye. Parker understands how she feels, so he takes the puppy to the shelter first, to see if they can board the little guy there. The staff explains they don't do boarding. Even if he leaves the puppy, they can only keep him for 2 weeks, because they're running out of space. After some thought, Parker takes the puppy to his friend's bookstore, and asks for a favor, to put up a found dog flyer in the shop window. The puppy pokes his head out, and the friend instantly melts at how adorable he is, but 2 dogs can't share one turf. Seeing the little guy getting picked on, Parker quickly whisks him away. After a whole day with no luck finding the dog's family, he carries the little guy to the food cart, orders his usual coffee, and casually asks the vendor if he wants a dog. The vendor jokes that he prefers cash, because keeping a dog does nothing for him. Not giving up, Parker goes back to the station manager and asks if anyone's looking for a dog. The answer is no, and it stings a little. In the end, Parker can only ask him to post a flyer there. Running late for work, Parker sneaks the little guy onto the train. The puppy's whimpering catches the attention of a lady up front. Since animals are strictly forbidden on the train, Parker's afraid of getting reported, so he calmly holds up his newspaper and imitates a dog's whine, which finally eases the lady's suspicion. During class, the mischievous pup wriggles out of the backpack and trots curiously around the stage. When he gets tired, he flops down for a rest, not the least bit scared of his new surroundings. After class, Parker learns from his friend that this is an Akita all the way from Japan. The pup wears a wooden tag carved with the number 8 in Japanese culture. 8 means good fortune. Learning this, Parker decides to name him Hachi. Then he turns and asks his friend if he'd like to adopt him, but his friend smiles and says Hachi has already made his choice. Parker doesn't quite get it.
Well, whether you found him or he found you, who's to say? Doesn't have to be.
After work, Parker brings Hachi home once again. Seeing this, his wife just sighs. When she hears her husband has even named him Hachi, she realizes he wants to keep him, because once you name a dog, you form a bond you can never let go of. Her husband quickly denies it. Mid-argument, they realize Hachi is gone. By the time Parker finds him, Hachi has already wrecked his wife's model. Months of her hard work. Ruined, furious, she kicks them both out of the house. Knowing he's in the wrong, Parker shuts Hachi in the shed. That night, a fierce wind picks up through the cracks. Hachi watches the argument inside the house. He seems to realize he's done something wrong and lies quietly in the shed without a sound. But worried the puppy might be scared, Parker sneaks out and scoops him up, bringing him into the warm house. Having just had a big fight with his wife, Parker doesn't dare go back to the bedroom, so he curls up on the couch with Hachi, watching a baseball game. They share popcorn together, neither one minding the other, when his wife hears the noise and comes downstairs. She finds her husband fast asleep on the couch. As she reaches to turn off the TV, Hachi licks her hand, trying to win her over. She just rolls her eyes at him. Her husband wakes up anyway, watching him pick up the puppy and apologize so so sheepishly, her anger melts away. Early the next morning, Parker plays fetch with Hachi in the yard, but Hachi completely ignores the ball every time. After several failed attempts, Parker picks up the ball with his own mouth to demonstrate. Just then, his wife gets a phone call. Someone wants to adopt the dog, just as she grabs pen and paper to write down their address. She looks up and sees through the window her daughter and husband playing with the puppy. Since their last pet passed away, the house hadn't seen a scene this warm. In the end, her heart softens, and she turns down the adoption call.
The dog's already been taken.
And just like that, Hachi becomes part of the family. As time goes by, Hachi grows into a big dog. He sticks to Parker like glue. Every time Parker leaves for work, Hachi stands pitifully at the door, staring at him with those puppy eyes. One day, he can't stand the loneliness anymore. He digs a hole in the yard and slips out. Parker has just boarded the train when he spots Hachi on the platform. Shocked and delighted, he can't believe Hachi found his way there all by himself. But with the train about to leave, Parker tells him to go home, yet Hachi keeps following him. Left with no choice, he misses his train and walks Hachi home himself. He even fills in the escape hole. Parker has to rush off to work. He warns Hachi not to run off again, then leaves. Only the wife and Hachi remain in the yard. Hachi rolls onto his back, watching the lady of the house tend her garden. Charmed by how cute he looks, she takes out some treats and feeds him piece by piece. Hachi lies in his doghouse, bored stiff, until the train whistle sounds in the distance. He suddenly jumps onto the cart, leaps over the fence, and breaks out again, panting. Hachi arrives at the station entrance and sits by the flower bed waiting for his master. The moment Parker walks out, Hachi leaps right into his arms.
Hey, Hachi! What are you doing here?
Honestly, after a long day at work, seeing your dog waiting to pick you up, whose heart wouldn't melt. Parker assumes his wife brought Hachi, but the food cart vendor says the dog came on his own. The station manager sees it all too, sighing that he passed up such an adorable little guy. From that day on, Hachi walks Parker to the station every morning, then obediently heads home after seeing him off. And every day at 5, he's back at the flower bed, right on time. When his master steps out of the station, he leaps eagerly into his arms, washing away all of Parker's fatigue, rain or shine, blazing heat or bitter cold. It becomes their unspoken promise. Gradually, everyone in town gets to know Hachi. One day, the daughter brings home her boyfriend Michael. The new son-in-law is a nervous wreck around Parker. So to break the ice, Michael decides to play fetch with Hachi. He throws the ball, but Hachi doesn't budge an inch. Parker tells him Hachi doesn't fetch. Michael awkwardly goes to retrieve the ball himself, and the next second takes an embarrassing tumble.
Are you all right? Are you okay?
Totally good.
Honey, are you okay?
Keep playing.
Are you okay?
Totally.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna get the ball. I'm good.
Well, that just made things more awkward. The next day, the professor mentions the fetch problem to his Japanese friend. His friend smiles and says, Akitas don't do tricks to please humans. Him showing up at the station means there's a bond between you two. But if one day he suddenly fetches the ball, there must be a special reason. At the time, the professor doesn't think much of it. Later, at his daughter's wedding, Hachi appears in the family photo too. Without anyone noticing, he's become an irreplaceable member of this family, filling their lives with beautiful memories. But then one day, Parker gets off work and looks around the platform, but Hachi is nowhere to be seen. Anxious, he rushes to his wife's workplace, but she says she hasn't seen Hachi either. Seeing how busy she is, Parker heads home alone, calling out Hachi's name. He finally finds Hachi barking in the garage. Turns out a skunk had Hachi cornered. They try to chase the skunk out, but unfortunately, they end up startling it, and Parker and Hachi both get hit with the skunk's stink bomb. When the wife comes home that night, she catches a whiff of something indescribable. Seeing clothes scattered everywhere, she pinches her nose and heads to the bathroom. Inside, Parker and Hachi are taking a bath together, scrubbing off the stench.
You want to come in with us?
No, I'm gonna pass.
Not long after, the daughter comes home with a surprise. She's pregnant. Her mother hugs her, thrilled, and tells her to share the happy news with her father. When Parker learns he's going to be a grandfather, he whoops with joy. Even Hachi joins in celebrating the new life on the way. That night, when the wife gets home, she finds clothes all over the floor again. But when she opens the bathroom door, romantic candlelight greets her eyes. Parker had set it all up. In this tender moment, they apologize to each other for past mistakes. 25 years together, and the love between them has never faded with time. Afterward, the two are as happy as newlyweds again, but out in his doghouse, Hachi gazes toward his master with a worried look. The next morning, Parker heads out for work as usual, but Hachi acts strangely, circling around in place, as if trying to tell Parker something. Parker thinks he might be feeling unwell, but seeing nothing serious, he heads off to work alone. The moment his master leaves, Hachi bolts to the shed, grabs the ball he never cared to fetch, and chases after him. Just as Parker is about to enter the station, he turns and sees Hachi running up panting, with the ball in his mouth. Parker is stunned. He tosses the ball as a test. For the first time, Hachi fetches it without hesitation. The professor is overjoyed, bragging to the conductor like a kid.
You see that? Threw the ball, I brought it back. First time, a fetch. A real fetch.
Congratulations.
Parker completely forgot his Japanese friend's warning, running late for work. Parker has to catch his train. Watching Hachi circle in place once again, he can only calm him down and promise to see him at 5. Then he turns and enters the station. Hachi stands silently on the platform, watching the train pull away with heavy eyes. He couldn't make his master stay. That day, Parker teaches class as usual, still fiddling with that baseball in his hand. Suddenly, his face goes pale, and the next second, he collapses in the classroom. At 5 o'clock that afternoon, Hachi sits waiting by the flower bed as always, but this time, his master never comes. It's the first time Parker hasn't shown up. The little guy's eyes are full of confusion. He doesn't know what happened to Parker. He only knows his master didn't come today. The last train has come and gone. Suddenly, a beam of light falls on Hachi's face. It's Michael, come to take him home. That night, through the cracks, Hachi watches the grief filling the house. He seems to understand what has happened. The next day, the daughter comes to Hachi dressed in black, petting him the way her father used to, with tears in her eyes. She leaves for her father's funeral. All the family and friends attend the funeral. Only Hachi is absent. At 5:30, right on time, he returns to the flower bed across from the station, waiting for his master to come home. He watches the crowds come and go, searching for that familiar figure. Once again, Hachi waits until dark. Watching from a distance, the manager's eyes turn red. He walks over to Hachi and gently tells him,
"You don't have to wait anymore. He's not coming back. All right, Hachi. You do what you have to do."
No one ever taught Hachi what death means. He only knows that if his master didn't come yesterday, it doesn't mean he won't come today. That 5:30 promise Parker made becomes the one thing Hachi holds on to. Unable to face a house filled with memories of her husband, the wife sells the place, and the daughter takes Hachi in, watching his familiar home fade into the distance. The light in his eyes is gone. At the daughter's house, Hachi has his own little doghouse, but he mopes around all day, no longer his clingy self. Then one day, as Michael walks through the door, Hachi seizes the chance and slips out, running toward the distance without looking back. He still misses his master, even though he doesn't know the way home. Even though the road back is long, Hachi keeps running determined. When he gets tired, he sits down to rest. When night falls, he sleeps on the abandoned tracks. Maybe it's the old memories guiding him. He finds that familiar street corner, finds that familiar house. But the people inside are strangers now. Hachi realizes this is no longer his home, so he returns to the station he knows so well. The clock reads exactly 4:55. Hachi settles back into his old spot, hoping his master will walk out of the station. Seeing him again, the locals stare in astonishment. Even the vendor who once found dogs a nuisance can't help handing him a warm hot dog. Parker's daughter and son-in-law come looking. She knew Hachi would be here, because this is his devotion to her father. She misses her dad too. Hachi is her last living connection to him. Back home, Hachi is still downcast. He won't even touch his food. Only the distant train whistle can catch his attention. Seeing the longing in Hachi's eyes, the daughter understands what he wants.
You know we love you, Hachi. I want you to stay here with us. If you have to go, that's okay too. Goodbye, Hachi.
From then on, Hachi becomes a stray for good. Seeing him back again, the vendor isn't too surprised and greets him just like always. And so, through wind and sun, heat and cold, the flower bed becomes Hachi's home. When he's hungry, he scavenges along the streets. At night, once the vendor packs up, he goes to rest on the abandoned tracks. One day, Hachi meets another dog. Seeing its neatly groomed coat and its owner's loving companionship, a deep sadness fills Hachi's eyes. He once had a master who loved him too. He just doesn't know why he never comes anymore. 6 months later, a reporter asks the station manager about Hachi. He'd heard the stories along the way and figured it would make a great story. He takes a photo of Hachi and puts the story in the newspaper. Hachi's story spreads far and wide overnight. Moved by his loyalty, people send food and money. From then on, the manager takes care of him. Parker's Japanese friend sees the paper too. He comes to that platform and speaks to Hachi in Japanese, a language they both understand.
もう一年になるか。たまに夜中に起きて思うんだ。パーカーはどうしてるんだろうって。だからよくお前の気持ちわかる。パーカーはもう帰ってこないんだよ。ここで待ちたいなら待てばいい。そうしたいんだろ。だったら長生きしてくれよ、ハチ。
The friend doesn't try to talk him into leaving, because as he once said, once an Akita sets its heart on something, it never lets go. Season after season, day after day, Hachi keeps waiting, unwavering, and that wait lasts 10 years. That wait lasts his entire life. On the 10th winter, the wife returns to the small town. For the 10th anniversary of her husband's passing, Parker's old friend comes too. They reflect on how quickly time flies and mourn the one they lost. On their way back from the memorial, the wife spots a familiar figure. On that familiar street, an old dog with faltering steps slowly makes his way toward the station. It's Hachi, still keeping watch after 10 years. His once glossy coat has grown dull and lifeless. His steps are no longer steady. He struggles toward the flower bed and sits down like he always has. The wife realizes what she's seeing. In disbelief, she walks up to Hachi.
Hachi?
She never imagined that, for one promise, Hachi would wait 10 whole years. Heartbroken, she hugs him, but Hachi glances at her, then turns his head away, because he knows she's not the one he's waiting for. In the end, Hachi doesn't leave with her. Then one cold winter night, Hachi seems to sense his life is nearing its end. He struggles toward the flower bed. Moments later, Hachi slowly closes his eyes. In that moment, his memories with Parker flash before him like a passing dream. And in that haze, Hachi seems to finally see the one he's longed for all these years.
Hachi!
Under the warm golden light, it's as if they're back on the day they first met. And this time, Hachi finally leaps into Parker's warm embrace.